Gute. Standing desks are good for your back, aren't they? Since this kind of desk is getting cheap enough for me to buy it without regretting it, I give it a try. But since I didn't find any review or usable data on the internet, aka YouTube, I thought I'd take you with on this journey, because there are some reviews of Sanodesks, but just the motorized. But there's no review of the H1B, which has a crank. Oh, we see it. The first question I had, and I actually asked the sales rep on the website, is how heavy it is. And funny enough, they couldn't tell me, because the first thing they said is 70 kilos, but no, 70 kilos is just the weight that the whole device should be able to handle. And then they said like 40 kilos, but as we see it's 20 kilos, 19 kilos something. So that out of the way, that's surprisingly cheap, so you can spend arm and a leg on moving desks. But this was like 130, 150 euro. So that's surprisingly cheap. A manual in German and in English and French as well. And another issue, some of those unbiased YouTube reviewers who received the desks for free, they complained about the quality and something being damaged during shipping. I remember selecting the black version. Another leg. But this looks good so far. Okay, they didn't pop out one of the holes. Here's the crank, this is all metal. That's nice. The crank handle, this is plastic. But it can be stored away, the rest is metal, that's nice, except for this. Screws. Some kind of plastic wedge. And it's still heavy, so there's 2 plates. Okay, the rod that should transfer the power, and since the desk can be extended in the width as needed. Problem is this is plastic, so we see how good this works. And you need those because you crank on one side and you want to lift both legs up and down. You need a shaft to get the power to the second leg. Also the rubber feet already on there. There's one missing. And here it is. And the star of the show is the leg. Beautiful coloring. The wells seem okay. That's all done, so I don't have to do anything with this. And the last one, this has like the gears in there. Okay, also looks also good. Okay, a little grease here, but I don't mind it. Or maybe it was me. Very impressive and good for the price. Nice thick foam. And whatever this is, this thing belongs here. And thank you for your purchase. Obviously the warranty upsale. All in all, very nice. The packaging was good. You see, it wasn't handled very carefully, at least maybe slipped around. But the packaging was perfect. All arrived in very good condition, and I think I will just put it together. Do you want to see this? Who wants to see me build up this? You saw the instructions, right? So it should be quite straightforward. I talked to you when I assembled it. Okay, quick update. Looking at the instruction in detail, it looks really good because when starting to assemble the legs, they asked me to use the M8 bolts, the M8 bolts, and the Allen wrench, and they actually put the E and the A, so the letters in here and also there, and they correspond to those. So we take the bolts from E and an Allen wrench from A, and we're good to go. We don't have to sort through like hundreds of bolts and stuff. That's really nice, I like it. Shout out to every grandma or everybody else who knits socks and decides to give them away for Christmas. You rock! And they even provided a little bump here so you can't insert it too wide, too far. It's really nice. And furthermore, come on, you can see it? No, you can't. Now. And it already fits, so I don't need to rotate anything. Ta-da! Just have to insert this screw. Okay, this is plastic on plastic, so I don't know how hard to tighten it, but I think that should be tight. This nut needs to be tightened by a wrench, so we take the wrench. Okay, tightening it. We'll turn it. Okay, that's all I can grip because my hands are too dry. Perfect. No problem so far. See you later. Okay, quick recap regarding the setup. So far really easy. The instructions are great. Everything worked, everything was well labeled. The hardest part was me figuring out where I put the Allen wrench. But yeah, so far no problem. Heads up, it's really good. And it is done. So what's the conclusion? The arrival condition was perfect. The step-by-step guide, the instruction to set it up were also A++. This is really, really great. The reason why I opted for the manual one is I didn't want to have like a power cord lying around again. And I want one thing less to break. If there's a motor, it's more complex, then it will be more prone to breaking. And if something happens here, I might be able to repair it with my 3D printer and my skills. So, the only downside I found was that they were short through screws, 3 screws. They provided all the screws to screw it to the table, but only one screw to screw the handle, the retainer on it, and there are 2 screws missing for this thing, which is supposed to go here, and you can hold the crank with this, but it will stay like this anyway. Also, I prefer to have it on this side, on the right side, and not on the left, so I wouldn't use it anyway because it's designed to hold it on the right, so I don't care. And the screws that I needed to screw in the retainer for the crank were too long anyway. Maybe you see it. And since there's no plastic dampener, the screws have more way to bite into the wood. So they turned out to be too long, so I had to switch them anyways. So no hard feeling on this. Overall, I'm really extremely happy. Extremely. It looks nice. Okay, you can't see it because my framing is shit. The bottom of the table was 71 and now it's 72. So it will be 1 centimeter higher, but that's okay. Regarding the wobbling, that's as sturdy as it can get for one 2-legged table and not worse than before. Let's do the cranking up. So this is going to be a good working height, but let's go to the max. There's now really high working height and should stop sometime. This is now way too high for me to work with, but That's as high as it goes. Okay, I'm out of frame already. Zip. See. And let's see for the last thing. We're at 122 without the tabletop and 123.5 meters with the tabletop. Okay, the wobble has. Okay, now it has some flex to it, but yeah, what do you expect? We lengthened, did like 2/3, added 2/3 of length to it, so it will be a little more wobbly. If it's too bad, then maybe I will add like something in between down there to give it more stability, but anyway, I don't see a reason yet to do it. It's higher, so it will be more wobbly, but I don't see any issue with this. Overall, I'm really happy, especially for the price point of 150 euros or something like that. That is really great value for me right now. We will see how it is in like a few weeks. And if it's horrible, then I will take the video down or at least give a comment. Thanks a lot for watching. Be safe, be healthy, don't sit too long. Have a good one. Goodbye.